All alone, stolen from his family when he was only 6 months old. In 1942, the Nazis sent Jacques Weisser to an orphanage for Jewish children. There he met Bill, who lost his entire family during the Second World War. Side by side, they spent the next 3 years together until Belgium was liberated, only to be separated and end up living thousands of miles apart. They have never seen each other since. Almost 80 years on, Jacques has travelled from his home in Hertfordshire back to Brussels. It is the first time he's returned to the orphanage and the first time he's seen Bill in 8 decades.
Young Bill, what can I say? Absolutely wonderful. Oh my God. Too many years. What can I say? To finally see you in the flesh, that is something.
Bill has travelled from his home in Los Angeles for this remarkable reunion.
I'm really so happy to see you.
It's worth priceless, priceless.
There's no words.
I know.
And when you think about it, we were together so long and we didn't even know.
I know.
We were probably playing together, we were probably hitting each other, eating together, whatever we were doing.
Like 2 peas in a pod, as I said.
The last time they were in the Baron de Castro orphanage, which is now a private home, they were 3 years old and living in fear of raids by the Nazis. They are standing where they slept as babies.
I'm just astounded because, obviously, having seen the photo and actually seeing the actuality of it all is absolutely, in a way it's frightening, but it's also an emotional highlight of what obviously took place that many years ago.
You spent around 3 years together. What do you remember, if anything, from that time?
I remember when they came, the Nazis would come, and we were hidden. I remember being in a closet or cupboard, whatever it was, holding onto a toy truck for dear life. They said, you know, I'm going to put you up there, don't say a word, don't move at all. I remember that very distinctly.
Until recently, they didn't even know if the other was still alive. A researcher and the owner of the house discovered old photos and records and put them in contact.
Now we know everything. Through all the research that was done, and said we came full circle. Then there's no missing pieces now.
The resistance moved you around, and that's why you ended up as well surviving. Is it strange that you survive because of people who you don't know the names of, and therefore you've spent your whole life not being able to thank?
I agree. I agree.
That, as far as I'm concerned, I'm sure Bill will feel the same, is probably the thing that we would have liked to do the most, is to honour and thank those who enabled us to be here today.
6 million Jewish people died during the unimaginable horrors of the Holocaust. Jacques lost 11 members of his family, including his mother Martha, who died on arrival at Auschwitz, and his sister Leah. He was reunited with his father Jacob after the war. Bill lost his father Abraham and his mother Hannah. After being adopted by an American couple, he joined the US military.
If you were just a few years older, you wouldn't have survived, would you?
No, we would
not
both,
at all.
Unfortunately.
No, they had a rule that if you were over 5 years of age, that was it. You were arrested, deported.
They were born within 6 weeks of each other, but the similarities don't end there. They both have 1 daughter, both have 2 grandsons, and despite their traumatic early childhood, they both went on to have successful careers.
You're even dressed the same.
That was not on purpose.
Just 2 great minds think alike, I guess.
You both come across as very private, very quiet. So why did you want to do this interview?
Because one day there will be somebody, or a bunch of people say it will never happen. It was very important to do this as our call to legacy for us.
Sure.
So people will never forget.
Their childhoods were stolen. They lost most or all of their families. But 80 years on, they finally have somebody who knows exactly how that feels.
Love you, kid.
Amy Lewis, ITV News, Brussels in Belgium.